Hi, I'm Neo, and today I wanted to discuss above Avalon's earnings preview for Apple. They report tomorrow on Tuesday after the market close. Overall, I expect a pretty solid quarter. I think strong iPhone numbers are going to offset weaker iPad shipment numbers. So today I wanted to go over my estimates in a little bit more detail and also talk about things to look out for when Apple reports earnings. Now, starting off with revenue and EPS, my estimates are both above consensus, and a lot of that is due to my iPhone number. Overall, I'm expecting 69 million iPhones, 19.5 million iPads, 6 million Macs, and about 7 million of revenue from services and other products. Now, even though I have to come up with specific unit sales in terms of modeling for iPhone, iPad, and Mac, I think it's more relevant and more value add to look at it in terms of ranges. So what sorts of sales numbers would I be comfortable with? Or what numbers can Apple report that would really exceed my expectations? These are unit sales expectation meters. Anything in the green, I consider pretty good numbers. Vice versa, anything in the red, I may have to revise my expectations. So you could see wherever a number falls in the gray bar, that sort of matches my overall estimate, which is in white. So for iPhone, anything between 65 and 72 million would be roughly near my expectations. Now, the iPhone this quarter is going to be interesting because supply and demand, well, there's still sort of imbalance in a couple of countries. So I think no matter what number Apple ships in terms of iPhones, I don't think people are going to be surprised or that disappointed. People are just going to assume that those shipments have been pushed over to the current quarter. In terms of the iPad, I am a little bit more pessimistic on iPad than some other people. So anything above 21 million, and I think that's a pretty decent number for Apple. In terms of what to look out for when Apple reports, the first thing is guidance. Everyone looks at guidance. You're going to get revenue, you're going to get margin, and a few other line items. So in terms of Apple's guidance, there's two things to consider. The first is the strong dollar. That could impact guidance a little bit. The other thing is the Apple Watch launch. Rumors are that it's going to occur at the end of March. So there may be $1 or $2 billion of Apple Watch that is included in guidance. So for me, I'm going to be listening to Apple's management call to get a clearer picture of what exactly is reflected in guidance. In terms of iPhone, I think management commentary on what they're seeing in China is going to be very important, as well as upgrade versus switchers. Right now, about 80 to 85% of iPhone buyers are current iPhone owners. They already had an iPhone and they're upgrading. I'm more interested in what about the switchers? We have about 15 to 20% from Android and also, I guess you could say, from feature phones. Does Apple see that trend accelerating as we go forward in 2015? If they do, that has major implications on market share across the world. Next, we have iPhone average selling price. There's a number of new moving parts with iPhone, including new models. The iPhone 6 Plus is $100 more, as well as new storage configurations. What is the average selling price going forward? If it's higher or lower than most people are expecting, that could impact revenue expectations. Right now, I'm expecting about $650, $660 average selling price for iPhone. In terms of iPad, I expect a weak number, but what does the average selling price show? Are people moving down, getting cheaper iPad minis, iPad mini 2s? Apple lowered the prices of those units, so maybe more people are buying those. But overall, I still think the iPad is trying to find its normal sales run rate. So I don't really see a change in iPad sales anytime soon. Of course, share buyback. I'm expecting $5 billion of share buyback each quarter. Is there any change? We may get some color on the call. We may not. So again, overall, I think people are going to look at guidance. They want to see what is Apple forecasting for the current quarter. Now, I think the big question here is the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus continuing to sell as good as it was? If that's the case, I don't really see any reason why analysts will lower their EPS. And in terms of thinking what's going to move the stock from earnings, you need to consider EPS moves. Essentially, we all know that Apple's going to report a good quarter, so I don't really think the stock's going to move just on good numbers or even decent guidance. Instead, I think expectations are going to move depending on EPS numbers. So if analysts see anything in those numbers that causes them to increase their estimates, that's going to give investors a little bit more leeway, or at least reason to maybe get more bullish on the company. Other than that, again, I think it's going to be a decent quarter. The strong dollar represents a little bit of unknown, so I'm going to be watching out for that. But other than that, I think Apple really is firing on all cylinders, and pretty soon we have the Apple Watch launch, and that's going to be the next big wild card. For now, I think everyone's focus is on iPhone 6 and 6 Plus, but probably in a matter of a few months, the Apple Watch is going to start becoming a bigger headline. So again, I'm Neil. If you like these types of things, you could certainly keep an eye on me in terms of Above Avalon. Just go to aboveavalon.com. I publish a daily email that sort of does what I'm doing here, only in words. It's maybe 4 or 5 minutes read, a 4 to 5 minute read every morning in your mailbox. It's about Apple. So if you like it, subscribe. Other than that, I will talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.